Hello and welcome in this video of Union Parliament. In this video we are going to discuss about the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. What is the meaning of the exclusive powers? Exclusive powers means the special powers which are enjoyed entirely by this house. So in this video we will discuss about the special powers of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha separately. Before we discuss about the exclusive powers, let's understand the basic difference between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Actually, the Lok Sabha is based on the session. There are mainly 3 sessions in which the Lok Sabha members meet together. There are mainly 3 sessions, which are the budget session, the winter session, and the monsoon session. And the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It is not dissolved. It continues. The members retire after every 6 years of their term. So after every 2 years, the election happens in the Rajya Sabha. So this is the basic difference which are necessary. This is the basic knowledge which we require to understand the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So let's understand the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha first. So if we try to understand the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha, mainly there are 6 exclusive powers or special powers which are enjoyed by the Lok Sabha alone. The Rajya Sabha has nothing to do with these exclusive powers. These are the money bill, the Council of Ministers, the no confidence motion, the adjournment motion, the joint sitting of the Parliament, and the censure motion. So let's understand about these 6 types of powers in a detailed manner. First of all, we are going to discuss about the money bill. What is the money bill? In the last video, we had also discussed that the money bill means any bill which is related to imposition, or alteration of any tax or revenue will be called a money bill. So any bill which is related to imposition or alteration of any tax is called the money bill. Now, this money bill is introduced only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha has no power regarding the money bill. The only thing the Rajya Sabha can do is sending the recommendation to the Lok Sabha. As I have said recently that the money bill is introduced only in the Lok Sabha, and after being passed it is sent to the Rajya Sabha. Now the Rajya Sabha can only do is the sending the recommendation, and the recommendation sent by the Rajya Sabha may be accepted by the Lok Sabha, may not be accepted by the Lok Sabha. Generally within 14 days of the time, the Rajya Sabha has to send this money bill to the Lok Sabha. If the Rajya Sabha don't send within 14 days time to the Lok Sabha, this money bill is seen to be passed. That means the Rajya Sabha has no power over the money bill. The money bill is entirely, exclusively the responsibility of the Lok Sabha alone. Now let's come about the Council of Ministers. What is the Council of Ministers? That we have understood in our earlier video in a detailed manner. The Council of Ministers is the team of the Prime Minister of India. The Council of Ministers aid and advise the Prime Minister in his day-to-day activity. This Council of Ministers is formed in the Lok Sabha, is answerable to the Lok Sabha, and can be suspended in the Lok Sabha. The Council of Ministers are not responsible to the Rajya Sabha. it has no relation with the Rajya Sabha. So regarding the Council of Ministers, the Lok Sabha is most important because the Council of Ministers entirely sit in the Lok Sabha. It is the Lok Sabha in which the government sits, which is the Council of Ministers. So on the Council of Ministers, the Lok Sabha has the exclusive power. The third one is the no confidence motion. No confidence motion. What is no confidence motion? The no confidence motion is passed by the opposition party to show that the majority of the members of the Lok Sabha don't support the government. Actually, the government mainly rules as long as it enjoys the confidence in the Lok Sabha. As soon as the government loses the confidence, it has to resign. So the no confidence motion is generally proposed by the opposition party that the present government don't have the majority support in the Lok Sabha. Now this no confidence motion can be presented only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha, because it is the government which sit in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. So the no confidence motion can be presented only in the Lok Sabha. So these are the three main exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha. I hope it is clear, and these are the main points. These are the subheadings and these are the explanation. In the left side of your screen there is subheading, and in the right side these are the main points which should be written at the time of writing the answers. So I hope these basic things are clear to everyone. Next comes the censor motion. What is censor motion? The censor motion is also moved by opposition party only in the Lok Sabha. The censor motion means disapproval against any particular minister or a group of ministers. Disapproval by opposition party against any minister or any group of ministers. It is also moved in the Lok Sabha. It is similar to the no confidence motion, but only the difference is that in the censor motion you have to show the reason why this censor motion is proposed. Reason is necessary to give at the time of proposing the censor motion, but at the time of proposing the no confidence motion, this reason is not required. Anytime the opposition party can put the no confidence motion. So these are the main basic differences between the no confidence motion and the censor motion. Many times in the examination this question appears, the difference between the censor motion and the no confidence motion or the no confidence motion. So I hope this is clear to everyone. So the censor motion is moved against the individual minister or a group of minister, but the no confidence motion is moved against the entire government. The next one is the adjournment motion. What is adjournment motion? Adjournment motion is mainly placed in the Lok Sabha at the time when the government has failed to do its duty, or at any urgent matter the opposition party want to attract the attention of the parliament. So adjournment motion means any kind of urgent issue the opposition party want to attract the attention of the Lok Sabha and the Lok Sabha members, then the adjournment motion is presented in the Lok Sabha. So it also comes under the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha, because the adjournment motion can be proposed only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. So it is moved when the government has failed to do its duty or any urgent matter. The adjournment motion can be placed in the Lok Sabha. I hope these two are clear. Now next we are moving towards the joint sitting of the parliament. What is a joint sitting? Joint sitting means the time when Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha sit together in the central hall of the parliament. why this joint sitting is called? The joint sitting is called to remove the deadlock. It is a process to remove the deadlock to pass a bill. In this joint sitting, the Lok Sabha is the overriding. The Lok Sabha is most important in this joint sitting. Although the joint sitting happens because of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha members sit together in the central hall of the Union Parliament, but in the joint sitting the Lok Sabha is most important because the speaker, who is the chairman of the Lok Sabha, he is the presiding officer at the joint sitting of the Parliament, and the Lok Sabha has more numbers. The Lok Sabha is more in numbers, so it is more powerful than the Rajya Sabha in the case of the joint sitting. As everybody know that the maximum number of the Lok Sabha is 552 and the Rajya Sabha is 250. So the Lok Sabha is more important in the joint sitting of the Parliament because of its strength and because the presiding officer is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So I hope that these points, these exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha is clear to everyone. Now we are moving towards the exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha. But before we move to the exclusive powers, these are some important concepts. One is the deadlock and another one is the quorum. What is deadlock? Recently in the joint sitting of the Parliament we have discussed about the deadlock. Now we are going to understand the meaning of the deadlock. What is deadlock? The deadlock means at the time of passing of the bill, if the bill is passed in one house and it is rejected in the another house, then the deadlock is called by the president. To remove the deadlock, the joint sitting of the Parliament is called by the president. So how the deadlock is removed? By the joint sitting of the Parliament called by the President of India. Called by the President of India. Suppose one bill is passed in the Lok Sabha but it is rejected in the another house, in the Rajya Sabha, and this bill is an important one, it has to be passed. Then on the advice of the Prime Minister of India, the President calls the joint sitting to remove the deadlock. So this is the meaning of the deadlock. The another term is the quorum. The quorum means 1/10. Means the 1/10 of the members must be present in the house. Any house, either in the house of, either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. 1/10 is the minimum number of the house to run. Below the 1/10, the house will not function. That means suppose 552 is the number, suppose it is the number of the Lok Sabha. So minimum I need 56, the 57 is the minimum number of the people to be present. If the people are below 57, the house will not go on because it is less than 1/10 of the number of the Lok Sabha. So it is the meaning of the quorum. If the members are below quorum, then the house will not function. So I hope that these two concepts are clear to everyone because these questions frequently come in the exam. That is why it is necessary to clear all the doubts. I hope it is clear. Now let's discuss about the exclusive power of the Rajya Sabha. In the state list, as everybody know that there are three lists: union list, state list and the concurrent list, and the Parliament can make law. The Parliament can make law over the union list and the concurrent list. It can make law. Now there are state lists. The state list is mainly supposed state list means those subjects on which the state government or the state legislature can make the law. But the Rajya Sabha can propose that the Parliament should make the law over the state list also. So in that time, it is the exclusive power of the Rajya Sabha, because the Rajya Sabha only can propose the Parliament and enable the Parliament to make the law over the state list in the matter of the national interest. that this law is important for the national interest, so the parliament is empowered to make law over the state list. So it is the exclusive power of the Rajya Sabha in which it can enable the parliament to make law over the state list in the national interest. The second one is the creation of All India Services. IAS. IAS is conducted by IAS exam. The cadres are recruited by UPSC by the exam conducted by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. So the Rajya Sabha can propose for the creation of another or new All India Services. So it is also the exclusive power of the Rajya Sabha. The third one is enforcing the proclamation of emergency when the Lok Sabha is dissolved. Suppose the Lok Sabha is not in session, because as I have said that Lok Sabha is not a permanent house, it mainly meets according to its own session. So suppose the Lok Sabha is not in session and the India is under the emergency. So during the time of the emergency, because the Lok Sabha is not in session and the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, so the Rajya Sabha it plays a very important role in the proclamation of the emergency. All the roles are played by the Rajya Sabha regarding the passing of the laws during the time of emergency when the Lok Sabha is not in session. So I hope that these three exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha is clear to everyone. So first one means enabling the parliament to make the law on any subjects in the state list in the national interest. The second one is the creation of All India Services, and third one means enforcing the proclamation of emergency when the Lok Sabha is not in session. So these are the main three exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha. I hope that it is clear. So thank you for watching the video. I hope that you have enjoyed it and you have learned a lot of things in this video. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you.